Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Norman, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has gone through a pretty difficult ending. We do have the tree and the coffin, number 5 and number 8. So, this is for most of you an ending of working somewhere, being with somebody romantically. It could be somebody who's passed away. My condolences if that's the case. But this is a period of transformation for you, and it starts off with a sense of loss or something that is basically being removed from your life. It is no longer the best situation for you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. But this is saying this makes you stronger, or it already has made you stronger. And this is laying the foundation for a better existence or a better sense of happiness for you. Hello, Redbeard. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Carla. Hello, Dana. How you doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Illuminati. How you doing? All right, we're going to start off with the Black Tarot. What else do we have? Six of Wands, Eight of Cups, Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Sun in the reverse. So the Six of Wands is what the goal is. This is like the universe saying, this is why things are changing, because we want to put you where you're supposed to be, because that would allow you to get that abundance or that success that you're looking for. But first, they make you uncomfortable where you're at so that you walk away from those things that are not going to get you the success or the abundance that you deserve to get. So, yeah, it's like you have a favorite chair in your TV room, okay? And if somebody else sits there, it makes you upset. That's your spot. And I think even in Frasier, they had some element of this. Didn't his dad have a recliner that was just like sinfully ugly, and he refused to get rid of it because it was so comfortable? This is like you're really comfortable in a lazy chair from 1980, and you might feel like it's a really great place for you to sit. But what if it gets fleas? What if it's like, I don't know, torn up by a cat? They're saying we had to make this lazy boy less comfortable for you. I did not get paid for that. We have to make this recliner less comfortable so that you get out of it and go get yourself a new version. This is not about a recliner, okay? This is about your life. But they had to make you uncomfortable so you'd be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should go over there. That looks better for me. Maybe I wouldn't have like this thing in my neck that hurts all the time if I sat in a different. Yeah, exactly. I like it. I hope you had a good day. Oh, you're itching? Oh, no. Now we have the Ace of Spheres, or the Ace of Pentacles, with the Two of Swords. So you are in a situation that you've been in for a while, whether it's work, living, romantic, maybe even a family circumstance. But there's this opportunity, and you were so comfortable with where you were missing this opportunity. And the universe is like, hello, I know you're eating your popcorn, but please, you make a decision, please. I know you're real comfortable, but it's time to get up and move. Four of Swords in the reverse, Eight of Wands in the reverse, Judgment in the reverse, and the Five of Cups. Sometimes we can get comfortable in places that we are not meant to stay, right? If you've ever gone into a restaurant 15 minutes before it closes, you probably get a lot of stares from the people who work there. Like, I hope you're not comfortable enough to stay past closing. The universe is looking at you like it's time to get out. We need to vacuum. We need to wipe down the tables, restock the beer, like move it. So there's been a lack of action or some procrastination, and as a result, some like kind of poking at you to get you to make this decision and walk away instead of staying where you were, instead of being comfortable and settling. Hello, Ricardo. How are you doing? Three of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Because the risk here is if you stay where you're comfortable, even if you feel like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, it could be worse. Look, for a very hot summer, I think it was actually the last one I was in Minneapolis, I didn't have air conditioning in my apartment or in my car. I get migraines. It is a rough summer, okay? It gets hot. Maybe you don't know this. Minnesota has a reputation for like prints and snow. And I don't know, like the state fair, right? Really obnoxious, like deep fried Snickers type stuff at the fair. But some people don't realize it gets really, really hot in Minnesota in the summertime, like August in particular. So that was like kind of the last little, like, maybe it's time to get out of here. You know, like you're going to have something like that where multiple things are just kind of frustrating. And you're like, you know what? I guess maybe it's time to go. It's getting hot in here. I'm going to leave. So I drove across the country in my non-air conditioned car. It was okay. I arrived at my air conditioned place. It was great. Yeah. So this is the High Priestess, Hanged Man in the reverse, and Strength in the reverse. So not making a decision is going to result in missing an opportunity, but is also a slide back into not as great karma because you're still choosing something that is not for you. So this is saying it's time to change that perspective. It's time to make that change or that decision that might be just a little bit scary. Take that leap of faith. So we might see the Fool, Queen of Rings or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, King of Wands. Time to be bold, to make the move, because where you're at doesn't value you, or you won't get the same level of success unless you walk away from where you are. What else do we have? Knight of Wands, Chariot in the reverse, Five of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Six of Swords in the reverse. So this is saying it's time, and sitting around doing nothing is minimizing the time that you have to enjoy the abundance that is meant for you. So don't stay in this Five of Cups. Accept this Four of Wands invitation for something to be leveled up, because otherwise, like, things are getting worse to make you more okay with the idea of letting this go, to encourage you to start this new chapter in your life and not be focused on what you think you would be missing out on, because there's something better ahead of you. All right, this is the Cook's Tarot. What else do we have? It was rough, Carrie. I survived. I think I had at one point like 18 fans in my apartment. It was like a lofted apartment, which did not help my case, with like sunlights and everything. So it's actually, I'm talking about the apartment that I was in when I started the channel. So if you look at an old video, it would not be a live stream. I did not live stream until I moved to Tennessee. King of Swords and Three of Wands. Yeah. Time to take that risk. Time to make some plans and then act on them. This King of Swords has his thumbs up, which is great. This is like the universe is saying, you know, this is the right thing. You can feel a little pull towards the direction that you're meant to be in. person's roasting marshmallows. I love it. Then we have the, yes, I love this. This is my favorite card from this deck. Hello, Gerline. How are you doing? This is the Five of Wands. And since it's the Cook's Tarot, we have people fighting not with wands, but with loaves of bread. It's so funny to me. There's a bread fight, y'all. Grab a baguette. Make sure it's extra crusty. Oh, man. Look, there's too much around you that looks like negative energy. I don't know. Maybe you have like a really argumentative or combative family member. Maybe it's time for you to get away from your ex. Maybe you just don't like your job anymore, or your boss is lame. Maybe it's all of those. With the Five of Wands, it's like from every angle, you've got stuff that's not really working out. So the Seven of Swords is saying you don't have to lie to yourself. If this is not where you want to be, then it's not where you want to be. I don't know if it's a choice because someone else expects you to be here, or if it's just too much work to like pick up and go. But this is pretty clear that what you want is elsewhere. Nine of Cups, Knight of Wands. Get up and go elsewhere and you will find what you want. You will get your wish fulfilled. But if you stay where you are right now, it's not going to measure up to the abundance that you would get at this other location. So it does look like part of the responsibility here, or the advice, is let go of some expectation that you have of yourself to do something for someone else. Or maybe it's like you just need to forgive yourself for moving away from your hometown, or your boss's business would struggle if you weren't there running everything. You're giving more than you're getting. So, yeah, there's healing that you can find elsewhere, as well as a leveling up for your money and probably also your love. What else do we have? For some of you, it's a relationship that you're currently in that would improve if you were, you know, a little bit further away from the family, or if someone were to change their work situation, the relationship would improve. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Swords in the reverse, and the Four of Cups in the reverse. Staying in the same location adds stress, makes things more difficult to carry, makes life more difficult to enjoy. So maybe you don't feel like there's enough to justify walking away, but if you compare it to what you could be experiencing, then I think it's quite easy to justify it. Knight of Swords, the Devil, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think there's someone here who makes you feel guilty for wanting to make a change in your life. Maybe you are the type to, you know, care for your siblings' children and they don't want you to walk away because then they have to pay for that. Maybe you have an ex who expects you to stay, you know, 2 blocks away. There's a change here that you're resistant to because of someone else's words or someone else's like needs. Yeah, a connection, bridge. So this is who you're connected to. You can still be connected to this person or to these individuals, even from a distance, but it would be more on your terms. What else? Labyrinth, number 43. So I feel like there's someone in your family or someone who you used to consider family who is in the way of what you should be doing. Their communications with you or their conversations with you make you feel like you have to choose something in particular, but it results in your losing an opportunity. You shouldn't have to sacrifice that opportunity for someone. If this is your reading, this is saying someone is being unfair in their expectations of you. Feeling like it doesn't matter what you lose because they're just thinking about what they lose. So when they encourage you to make a choice, they're pointing you towards the one that is not right for you. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Hey, Drew, how's it going? That's all right. Thank you. What else do we have? Emotions, water, cry, purge, balancing, releasing, and tomorrow, begin again, continue ahead, better days, relief, and flow, breath, effortless, glide, easy, calm. So yes, it could be emotional right now. You could have a lot of people who want to make you feel bad about the decisions that are right for you. You could have a lot of people in your ear telling you what it is that they think that you should do, but you have better days ahead. You have something like a new chapter starting, and these individuals who are thinking about themselves are acting as blocks to your destiny. We have aura, mood, light, glow, shield, protection. You do have protection around you. Alive, excitement, boldness, vigor, dynamic, zest, and movement. It's time for you to get moving because there are beautiful things out there that you are meant to enjoy. But if you stick around the current location, some of those opportunities do not reach that address. All right, this is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? With John, resistance, single, lonely, solitary, secret admirer, suppressing, timid, and longing, craving, aching, wanting. Whoever I'm reading for, this is saying you feel like things are not where you want them to be currently. It's making you withdraw a bit from those around you and making you feel like you have to suppress what it is that you are wanting, whatever it is that you are craving. So this could be a person you want to be with. This could be a type of life you want to live. I don't want to be in the country. I want to be in the city, or vice versa, or I want to live on the beach. There's something here where it's like, I don't feel like I can go for that because someone makes me feel like that's a bad choice, or that that's not like a worthwhile project or thing for me to pursue. Chasing, pursuit, toxicity, resilience, twin flame, mirroring, shared feelings, reflection, and confessions, unveiling, coming clean, and messages. This person wants to leave because there is something else out there for them. You may be walking away from a twin flame or walking towards a twin flame, but you want to get away from this toxicity that has been more present in your life than it should be. So this confession card is either about, hey, I know you want me to stick around, and I've got to tell you, I've made the decision and it's what's good for me. I need to leave. Or this confession is, I'm leaving so that I can go over there and tell that person that I love them. And I'm sorry that we've been at a distance or that we've been no contact. I miss them. Oh, good luck. I'm sure you'll do well. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. You said it's your first day, and here we have the beginnings. New direction. Try again. Start over. Ooh, lusting, forbidden, non-committal sexual energy. I think this is primarily for people who are walking away from the twin flame, which could feel a little bit difficult, right? Because for a while, you may have expected that that was the person you would end up with. If you are not currently in a twin flame situation, this is saying that you are walking away from somebody, even if there are emotions, even if you love that person, maybe they're your sibling or you're in love with that person, you acknowledge that there's some non-committal energy. They don't return to you the energy that you put in. They don't even necessarily seem to try. So you're looking to start over or have this new beginning because you don't want to be the only person who's offering up genuine interest in this connection or in this pursuit. So this loving energy you're showing to yourself by making the right decision for you and not getting caught up or remaining in this non-committal energy or dealing with this non-committal person. All right, this is the situations deck. What else do we have? Nice. What else do we have? Denial, not facing the truth, irrational reasoning, grip, anchor, chains, weighed down, and searching online, looking for info, records. Yeah. Whoever you've been dealing with that is non-committal, they might look you up and want to know what's going on in your life. They might be on your social media all the time, but they don't want to be honest about the fact that they want something serious. They've been avoidant, or, you know, they've broken your heart multiple times to the point where it makes you question, why do I let this person kind of like reserve space in my heart? Maybe a change of scenery would help you to let go of this person. Archangel Michael, protection. Remember, we had that aura card that says protection. Prevented from harm, divine intervention. Today, present, now, in the moment, and ascension. There you are, leveling your life up. That's why we have the Four of Wands. Spiritual path and awakening. This change, this transformation, this change of scenery enables you to get out of this pressure cooker energy, this thing that causes stress and anxiety and makes you feel like you're not valued for what you truly have to offer. This is someone who focuses more on the physical intimacy than emotional intimacy, which makes you feel like you still don't really understand where they're coming from or what they're feeling. So you've gotten to this point where you realize it's time to let go. I'm not going to continue to invest in that when it doesn't seem to get me anywhere. This is the Hidden Truth Oracle. Hello, Kingly Eagle. How you doing? What else do we have? You came closer than anyone. You and I were too young. They felt like they weren't ready for what they felt for you. I love you unconditionally. I remember every detail of that day. I love you. So we had the I love you unconditionally and the I love you card come out. But they still kept you at a distance. The timing just wasn't right for us. I wonder if you are happy without me. You were the best thing in my life. This person cries about you. They may not be the type of person that you would expect to be shedding tears. They might be the type who doesn't really like to show their emotions, but they do definitely feel them, and it's making them a bit sad right now. Hello, Key Controller. How you doing? I love being in the pressure cooker. James, it's not a good place to be. You trying to get your tan? There's better ways to do it. My heart is opening and I'm ready. It says love at the top. I'm unavailable. Uh-oh. Thinking about you makes me emotional, and I want to open up to you about how I'm feeling, because they've been resisting it, right? I should have, I could have, I would have. Something or someone is standing in between us right now. They did say they were unavailable. I'm distracted right now. So they may be working on a project. They may be emotionally unavailable because they're working on their healing. For some of you, I am picking up on someone in a recovery program where they do have to be at a distance. This is like, they know that they messed up. They know that they should have pursued you more seriously. But I think you just are at a point where it's time to remove your energy from that, because you have already waited a while and this person has been just kind of content to let you wait, right? Hello, child, how you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.